So I just so happen to have seen the new promos for Age of Overlord. And it's really, really crazy how Konami keeps making the same mistake over and over again. But maybe I'm getting a little bit too far ahead of myself. Because when I personally seen it, I thought that it was like, whatever. But a really established and well-known player in the community has definitely raised a big problem. He is a 3-time YCS champion, and he has some really good insights that will let us know that maybe Konami isn't so good at what they're doing. They might just be ruining the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Of course, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. It may be a oversight by Konami and maybe something may be fixed. It may be that this man is just talking out the side. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But overall, I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let's go ahead and jump on it. Okay, so before we start jumping into my thoughts and opinions, I just want to say go ahead and check out Jeff Jones on Twitter. Also, be sure to check me out on Twitter too if you guys want to get up to date with information like this. But Jeff Jones actually has a really good point about some new powerful TCG exclusives that may just ruin the game. It's these two cards right here. It's these two cards right here. And he has a little funny meme about it. It's a trade offer. I received this card. You received this card. I want to go ahead and show you what they do before we jump on in, because he's just going to like start rambling about like everything about it, right? So let's actually look at what the cards do so you know what they mean. This particular card is in Spanish or French. So I'm just going to read off what it does. This card's name is Jin the Diamond Tiger. It's a level 3 Light Warrior. It says once per turn at the end of the battle phase, return this card from the field to the hand. Then you can only use its effect once per turn. It says during your main phase, you can special summon Kin the Warrior Dragon from your hand or deck to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. If this card is special summoned by the effect of Kin the Warrior Dragon, discard 1 card. So, this is what's really interesting about this card. I know you guys are reading, if this card is special summoned by the effect of Kin the Dragon Warrior, discard 1 card. And you're like, why would I want to discard 1 card? This applies to the opponent, guys. Just in case you didn't know. So you would use Kin the Dragon Warrior to summon this card to your opponent's side of the field, and they would gain the effect of discard 1 card. The other card is Kin the Warrior Dragon. This is the other card, guys. And this is level 3 Light Warrior 13-15-50, right? And it says once return at the end of the battle phase, yada yada yada, return this card to the hand. And then you can only use the following effects once per turn. During the main phase, you can special summon Jin the Diamond Tiger, so it special summons its other counterpart, right? From your hand or deck to your opponent's side of the field. It also says, if this card is special summoned by the effect of Jin the Diamond Tiger, which is the other card, your opponent draws 2 cards, then discards 1 card. So basically, these 2 monsters work in tandem, where this one can summon this one, and if it summons it, the person who summoned this monster to the other person gets to draw 2 cards, and discard 1. That's normally not that bad, right? But the other one, it summons to your opponent and they have to discard 1 card. Now let's see his take on why these cards are not healthy for Yu-Gi-Oh. He says, okay, time to talk about these cards and why they inherently cause a toxic environment. If I asked you, there is a level 4 warrior monster that says, when I'm summoned, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. Would you say it's a good card? I would hope you say yes. Holy crap. He read my mind, chat. He read my mind. I would hope you say yes. And this is an above average card for sure. At worst, that's what this does. At best, it puts your opponent in a position where now Triple Tactics Talent and Thrust, 2 of the most powerful cards in the game, can be automatically activated. And the reason why is because, yes, you're using the effect to summon these cards on your opponent's side of the field, but unfortunately, those cards activate and your opponent has possession of those cards. So they do allow you to use Triple Tactics Thrust and Triple Tactics Talent, right? 2 of the most powerful cards in the game that can be automatically activated. That means even if you don't interact with your opponent, turn 1, you can still get cards ripped out of your hand, or your opponent can search any card from their deck. And if you do try to stop it, that means more than likely you used a monster effect outside of Infinite Impermanence, which ironically, you can't use Infinite Impermanence because you have a monster in your field, and now you made Tactics and Thrust live anyways. I think that is a very fair point. Because if you summon the one Jin the Diamond Tiger to your opponent, they activate the effect, they lose a card, then you can activate a card like Triple Tactics Talent or Thrust to get into your Triple Tactics Talent, then rip another card. This essentially means that your opponent starts with 4 cards in hand and a monster on the field where certain card effects won't be able to be activated because they have a monster that doesn't do anything. I actually do agree with that. I think that that is a little problematic. I think that that's a little toxic for game design. What do you guys think? So now, in combination with these 2 powerful spells, it effectively says, draw 2 cards, discard 1, then look at your opponent's hand and get rid of a card. That is crazy, because the other card, on the other hand, can say, draw 2 cards, discard 1, and draw 2 more cards, or get rid of an opponent's card. So that is kind of crazy. Or, if your hand is already good, you can extend even further. You can talents or thrust into talents, choose to steal the monster you gave them, then activate that monster's effect, give your opponent a new copy, forcing them to discard a card from their hand. Holy crap, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Holy crap, this man's a 3-time YCS champion for a reason, guys. So you're telling me I can take one once per turn, blah, 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 during your main... Oh, no. So you can just... You can use this, make them discard a card, snatch it, then use its effect, give them another one, draw 2 cards, and That's kind of dumb. That's pretty stupid. Then this gives 2 level 3 warrior monsters, meaning Isolde, Chiribuni combos, and even more. Isolde's a Link 2 monster that requires 2 warriors. Chiribuni is a Link 2 monster that requires 2 level 3s. And all of this was done off of 1 normal summon and 1 additional card that is really, really powerful in the game and you should already be playing right now. Holy crap. Thrust and Talents, in my opinion, are already 2 of the most toxic cards in the game. I gotta disagree there, but you're right. And making those cards allow you to trigger them with actual beneficial effects on top for you is crazy to me. And it seems like a huge oversight. Holy crap. Yo, JJ is spitting. Is he not? I think he's snapping here. Outside of saying Thrust and Talents are toxic, I personally believe that both Triple Tactics Thrust and Triple Tactics Talent are necessary, good, powerful, balanced Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the game. But I also see if Konami continues to make cards like this, then you have a problem. I think anytime that Konami makes cards to give to your opponent, like the Gimmick Puppet Lock, like Ido the Supreme Being, there are so many cards in Yu-Gi-Oh that involve giving monsters to your opponent. And you and I know, guys, it's never been a good thing. It's always a toxic thing. It's never even like just a insanely absurd thing. It's normally extremely toxic outside of cards like Kaijus and Lava Golem, right? And because people can't read efficiently, I'm going to say this at the end. I'm not saying that this is the most broken deck ever. Holy shit, no deck can ever beat this. What I'm saying is that it's not healthy. It makes a roundabout feel bad situation. If it ever becomes meta, because it creates a situation where if I interact, I get F-word by these 2 cards. And if I don't, I get F-word by these 2 cards. I think, personally, that Jeff Jones is on the correct track with these 2. I think he's smart as hell. I think this was one of the best takes that I've ever heard. Like, it's incredibly fair. And I've never been a fan of Konami making cards to give to your opponent outside of Kaijus. I think those are fair. But like cards that could necessarily give your opponent's monsters have always been thematically just either really, really bad or insanely over the top and toxic. And I don't think that this is necessarily a great combo either. Something that every deck would do. But I do believe that this particular situation is not healthy. It's not if it's broken or not, if it's really, really powerful, or if it's over the top. Is it healthy? So I want to know what you guys have to say about this. Like, is this too much? Is this too broken? Is this not broken enough? Is this something that you guys would like to see in Yu-Gi-Oh? definitely can't wait to see all of your comments. Let me know down below in the comment section. Can't wait to see them, and I'll catch you on the next video.